Hey everybody, Audiophile Barista here. As you can hear by my voice, I have a little bit of a cold, just like anyone else in the Netherlands at the moment. But I did want to make this video because there is a new addition to the family. And it is the one over there. This is the Denon DCD-1600NE. And it is an SACD player. Now, why did I need a new piece of equipment? Well, that is of course the wrong question in this hobby. We don't need things, we want things. And there is a reason that I wanted this, but I have to take you on a little trip before I can answer that question. Okay, so over here we have some 78 records. This record is about 100 years old and it is one of the first pieces of physical media. And I want to be able to play it, so I have a 78 record player. This has no power cord connected to it and it even has a built-in volume control. So this is medium volume and this is full volume. That's how inventive they were at the time. Now this machine is about 100 years old and I have 78s and I want to be able to play 78s. So I have a record player. Over here we have a vinyl record and in order to play that I have a turntable, because I want to play my physical media. I have compact cassettes, so I have a cassette player. I have CDs, so I have a CD player. I have some tape reels, so I have a reel-to-reel player. And the same goes for my movies. I have VHS tapes, so I have a VHS player. And I also have laserdiscs, so I have a laserdisc player. And I have DVDs, Blu-rays, so I have a Blu-ray player. This means I can play all the physical media that I have, but one player was missing. And that player is an actual SACD player. As you can see here, this is the Denon Super Audio CD player DCD-1600NE. And it does one thing only, and that is play CDs and SACDs. Now, of course, I could use my Oppo Blu-ray DVD CD SACD player to play SACDs. It will do that, but this thing is also filled with all kind of video processing electronics. And that is not what I wanted. That is why I wanted this one, because this one is not equipped for video, only equipped for SACD. So let's have a closer look at the front. It's very simple. You have your on-off button, there's a disk layer button if you want to play the CD layer or the SACD layer from the disk, and there is a pure direct. This is an interesting button because what you do is you can push that and turn on the pure direct, and that means it will give an analog signal to the analog outputs from this player, and it will turn off the screen and it will turn off the two digital outputs that I will show you in a minute. And then in the middle we have the screen. Very simple, just basic, the things that you need. You can see left and right, and if it is multiple channel, it shows you that it is multiple channel. Now, this SACD player does not do multiple channels, as you can have on a SACD. You can have a 5.1 mix, surround sound mix, but what it can do is downmix the 5.1 channels into a stereo analog signal, and then it will combine the surround sound signals with the original stereo signal, and you can play that. So you can play either the stereo signal from the SACD or you can do the downmixed 5.1 surround in stereo. And then over on the right side of the front panel you have your play, pause, stop, forward, backwards, and open and close buttons. Okay, now I just got this SACD player. Yesterday I bought it second-hand. The previous owner was exceptionally careful with it. There really is not a scratch on it. This thing looks like it came out of the factory yesterday, so I'm very happy with that. And I put it on this stand over here just for now, for the video, and just to get a feel of what it sounds like, things like that. But probably it will get its spot right over there next to the preamp. Over there you see the WIM streamer that I use. That is going to get a place on the board and the back there on my pack board, and that may be the spot where it will be. But it depends on how good it is, because I have also got a good use for it downstairs in the LIN setup. As you know, downstairs in the small music room, I am building a complete LIN setup, and I am looking for a LIN CD player. But throughout the years I had some bad experiences with buying older CD players second-hand with many failures. Now this thing is from 2021, so this is recently new, and I may transport this thing downstairs and have it play in the system instead of a LIN CD player, and I would also be able to play SACDs, and that means that in the room downstairs I can play absolutely every piece of physical media that I have. As I told you, the main reason I have this Denon SACD player, even though I have multiple Blu-ray players that can also play SACDs, this thing only does music and not video. That's why I wanted this. And another reason, as you can see here, this is my entire SACD collection. Now these things are not too popular, that's why if you want to buy one now secondhand, these things can become extremely expensive. And as I said, if I have physical media, I want to be able to play it. So that's why I would also be okay with it if it goes in the system downstairs. Now let's have a look at the rear. And as you can see, the rear is pretty clean. No 5.1 outputs, no HDMI connection. Just on the left side over there, the analog outputs, nicely spaced away from each other, even for your more stiff, bigger cables. I like that. And then in the middle over there we have the digital outputs, one optical and one coaxial. There is this control to turn on and off the system together with other Denon equipment, and then we have the AC input, and that is it. So as I said before, the analog output, that is where the SACD signal comes out, not on the digital output. Recently I did a video telling you about my Marantz Blu-ray player, which I had in the system for a short while in order to be able to play SACDs. And I asked you guys, is there a method to get the DSD signal out into my Denafrips Pontus? And there were some pieces of equipment that you could put in between the two, but those options also were not free. Some of those options were even more expensive than this SACD player that I picked up now. So this is what I'm doing. If you want to use the digital audio outputs, that is only possible when it plays the CD layer of your SACD. So for me, probably I am not going to use those at all. I'll be playing this in the mode where it turns off the digital outputs and it turns off the screen, and I'm only going to use the audio output and put it directly into the Ear preamp. And I'm going to check that out for some time, see if it is worth the effort, and otherwise this Denon is going downstairs. So I have multiple choices for this. I've been listening, so this came in yesterday, I've been listening to it last night. This thing sounds pretty okay. It is not better than my Avatar Pontus CD transport DA converter from Denafrips. Definitely does not live up to that system. But I am able to play my SACDs now, and that is what I wanted. Now let's have a little look at my collection. Okay, so if I remember correctly, this is the very first SACD that I picked up. I bought it from the Lin website, and it is the Requiem by Mozart because I like that. And SACD was a little bit new at the time, and this was one of the more cheaper versions that I could find because these things were expensive. And I picked up another one from Lin. This is Love Me Tender from Barb Junger. And these are all covers from Elvis Presley. The way that she covers them is a bit of an acquired taste, but this recording quality, the sound quality, is very good, and I like the way that she does it. But it can be a bit too slow for some people, but I absolutely love it. This is a great SACD. Then I picked up this one. This is a special recording that has been recorded all with tube equipment. So I wanted that one. This is one that I bought new. And from the same series I also picked up this one. I can't really remember what the pricing on these things were, but probably somewhere around 10 euros, because I know myself, if they would have been much more expensive, I probably would not have bought them. So then we have this one. This is of course one of the audiophile highlights, a must-have in every collection, and that is one of the reasons that I bought it. I like the music. It's not the greatest music for me, so I don't put it on too often, but it is a very good recording. And years ago, when I had my birthday, people asked, what is it that you want? I said, well, give me some money. I want to buy some of these more expensive records, SACDs, that I would never normally buy. But if it is birthday money, I will. And this is one of those. And the last one that I picked up, this was secondhand. This is one of my favorite albums by this artist, Anne-Sophie Mutter. I picked it up in a thrift store. I believe it was $3. I even picked this one up, Norah Jones, Super Audio CD, in a thrift store. I'm sure these people did not know it was an SACD or what the difference is with a CD. I picked this up for $2. Here's another one that you just find in the CD bin in a thrift store because people don't know what it is. This is actually from Pentatone, a very nice recording. Over here you can see this is a Dutch pianist, 125. That is what I paid for it, 125 euros for a Super Audio CD. Now this is more a mainstream artist here in the Netherlands. I would never have bought this thing, but you know, it's a good recording, and for 125 I pick up SACDs if I see them for that price. This one I think I bought from the internet, second hand, maybe paid $5 for it, something like that. This is one that you can find more often in the thrift stores for a few bucks. These are all more popular songs. A long time ago I made a video about setting up a surround sound setup in my living room here. Of course, one of the reasons that I did that was to play an SACD in full surround. And I think that this was like a promotion for SACD, and they overdid it. There was just too much sound in the rear channels. Not a good mix. I didn't like it, but I am listening to channel. If I want to hear full surround sound channel from an SACD, I can play it downstairs in the surround sound setup, but I prefer the stereo versions. And I picked this one up in the thrift store also. This is the Golden Earring, another Dutch band. Not completely my music, I don't play it too often, but I believe this was 150. And for 150 I pick up an SACD. So as you can see, my collection is very, very modest. There's absolutely some very nice recordings in there. There's some music in there that I absolutely like and love and that I like to play sometimes. And now, for the first time, I can actually play these on a SACD player where I'm just playing the SACD layer instead of having a piece of equipment that is filled with video processing electronics, and now I'm playing it with an SACD player that only does the audio part. And that is all that I have for you guys today. Now obviously in future vlogs this thing will come back and I will have some sound samples, stuff like that. But for now I say thank you for watching. I hope this was informative. I'm very happy with my new toy and I'm going to enjoy it. So today is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday. I'm actually going on a holiday. I hope you are having a good time and I will see you in the next one.